But when the mice come in, you go to bed, you've had a long day, you go to bed with your significant other, you're having a good sleep, you turn over and you feel a little tickle on your back.
Bruh.
It's free to subscribe, you guys. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. What's poppin', guys? No. What's happening? No. It's been a minute since I've had like a sit down video, like an intimate. I honestly miss it. I miss it. Here we are. We're back. As you can see from the title. I've been living here for 3 years and I got some things to say. I'm just telling you guys my opinion on living here and what I've learned and what I've got from it and how I feel about it. This is not to spread anything negative about the East Coast or like, you know, downplay it or anything or whatever. You know, it's just my opinions and my experiences. So yeah, let's get into it. By the way, I'm a little bit sick right now. No, it's not the coronavirus that has now spread to New York City. So that's good news. I just have a little bit of stoppage going on. So sorry for that. Sorry for my voice being a little raspy, probably not, you know. So I kind of have like a list here that I wrote down of things that I feel like I've gotten from living here. Wow. First thing I would say that I learned from the first thing that I would say that I truly learned from living on the East Coast is that if you can survive living in New York City, you can survive living anywhere. And honestly, I have to say I think that's very true because it's a challenge. It's super expensive. Boy, is it expensive. I don't know if that's just because I'm from Texas. Like, I don't know why, but I mean, they take state taxes. They take regular taxes. They double tax. They charge you out the ass. And it's really crazy how expensive it is here. What we paid for living in New York City was more than actually paying off a house in Texas. It's expensive. But you guys probably already know that. I don't know if you know that or not. It is what it is. I would say the next thing that I learned was you have to take time to get away. I've learned this from a couple of people that I met in the city, and a lot of people that I met say the same thing. They say the same thing. They say you have to every 3 to 5 months escape from the city. New Jersey is not like New York City. It's a little more spread out, but also not at the same time. It's the most populated state in the United States, I believe, and not bashing it. I think it's really cool living here, but you still got to get away. Have family visit if you're away from your family and you don't have family here. Change something out of your routine. I get a little mind bogged, I would say. Just even a road trip or, you know, just going to the beach or going somewhere a distance away to just refresh the heart, refresh the mind, refresh the soul. Get away for a moment and then come back and you appreciate it that much more. Another thing that I've learned is pretty much every apartment in the city has roaches or mice or both. Unless you're in a super rich area and you got a lot of money and you can afford that, you're gonna have some roaches and probably mice. And probably both. Yeah, there's that. I can't. I gotta express my heart and soul right now. The moment I saw a roach, I was like, all right, you know, hey, it's a roach. Kill the roach. You're good. That's not the case. You see a roach, you're gonna see more roaches, you're gonna see little baby roaches, you're gonna see little king roaches, you're gonna see giant master roaches.
Listen, I don't want to sound like I'm fancy or anything. I'm not super fancy. I mean, I'm kind of even a tomboy in a way.
But when the mice come in, not only that, let's back up really quick. When the roaches start climbing into your bed in the middle of the night, you go to bed, you've had a long day, you go to bed with your significant other, you're having a good sleep, you know, you turn over and you feel a little tickle on your back.
Bruh.
And then you turn your side lamp light on because you're like, what was that? And then you see a gigantic king roach in your bed. And then you try to climb over your boyfriend for moral support because you're upset and freaking out in the middle of the night. But oh no, he doesn't understand. So he freaks out. So he pushes you onto the roach. You jump off the bed freaking out. And in the midst of all that, you killed the roach in your bed, and now you have a dead roach in your bed, and now you have to figure out where you're gonna sleep. It's disgusting. I know some of you are probably like, oh my god, like
She's just like, she's probably like,
No, I just don't like roaches and mice, okay? I don't want to live in a roach-infested, mice-infested apartment. That's just me though, you know, honestly. I'm not trying to say anything about anybody who does live there, and I get that. And I don't want to down anybody, like I said, this is just my experience. My opinions, okay? And I'm not saying that every apartment is roach-infested and mice-infested. Ours just happened to be, and we were paying over $2,000 a month to live there. So, no. So when we started seeing the mice come in, it was like the icing on top of the cake. I couldn't do it. We caught like 14 mice in one day. One day. Marinate on them. I'm just saying, this is just my opinion, you guys. My opinion, you guys. It was just gross. We contacted the landlord and they're like,
oh, well, we're in Greece, so there's nothing we can do about it.
you're not gonna do anything? Like nothing? 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 What? 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 So we just ended up moving out. I haven't seen a bug in this apartment. A bug, and we pay less than we did in the city. So that's all I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? That's just my experience, you guys. So, you know, don't take it too hard. It's just my story, my story. I've met people throughout the city who say the same thing. They're like, oh my gosh, like I have mice in my apartment. You know, they were in my laundry the other day. And I'm just not for that. You know, mice carry diseases, sometimes deadly. We could have chosen to live somewhere else in the city, but you know, after hearing so many stories about just like, oh my gosh, they're pretty much everywhere, we just decided to ditch the whole thing. Anyways, I also learned that it's okay to have a mental breakdown every once in a while. Majority of the people that I meet who have lived in the city who are not from New York City has had a mental breakdown. It's inevitable. It's okay. It's normal. It's a normal process. It's a part of growing that New York thick skin that they speak of. I feel like I have that now. You gotta balance who you authentically are with also growing that thick skin, which I think is a good thing in life. I think it's important to have so that you're not so sensitive. And I think living in the city can be hard for someone who's very sensitive. I was very sensitive and I went through a lot mentally living here because you kind of get a little desensitized. Not in a negative, sometimes. Just in a way to like protect yourself, but you have to remember who you are as well. That's kind of the mental part of it that I would say that I've gone through living here, is just that balance of just like protecting myself and having thick skin, but also balancing it with truly who I am, which is a little sensitive, outgoing, and like loving, and like that side of it. Another thing I would say is that everything's kind of negotiable here. I've had full-time jobs in New York City. I've had part-time jobs. I've had an internship. Everything is kind of negotiable, and you have to know and negotiate because they will downplay you, okay? If you don't know your worth, they will downplay you. You gotta eat, okay? You gotta pay your bills. You got other bills other than rent. You gotta negotiate because people will negotiate with you here with jobs and things like that. There was an offer for a full-time position for like, I think they were trying to pay me like $16.75, and I was like, my previous role was $22 an hour. They actually ended up paying me $21.75, which was really cool. The only thing I don't really like still on the East Coast is how freaking freaking cold it gets here. You get used to it. 55, 60 degrees was really cold to me living in Texas. 55 degrees is nice weather. 55 degrees is, thank you God. You just really learn to appreciate the nice warm weather. The last thing I really want to point out in this video is that everything happens for a reason. I think it's so important to know that anywhere in the world, things happen. Even if you don't understand it at that moment, it does happen for a reason. There's people I've met here that have led me to jobs and led me to experiences. I think it's just really important. Just be very open-minded. Know that anything that crosses your way is meant to happen. I think life becomes so much more easier and smoother once you realize that. Go with the flow of life, go with the flow of your journey. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody goes through different experiences, and it's important to know that that's your journey. It's not anybody else's journey to go through. Your journey's different. You're unique. You're beautiful. You're awesome. That is one of the biggest things that I've learned living on the East Coast. You can't compare yourself to anyone else. It's also just challenged me so much, but I don't see myself living here forever, I will say that. Now while I'm young, I'm gonna enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did, and if you made it this far, go ahead and click that like button. Click the like button. I really hope I see your beautiful face in my next video. Share it, like, and comment. Comment your experience if you live over here on the East Coast, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. If you thought my experience was bull crap. It's free to subscribe, you guys. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you made it this far. If you guys like videos like this, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know if you guys have any ideas as well on videos that you would like to see on this channel. Go ahead and comment down below. Stay metal. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!